We're going to start by talking about some versus most versus all. We talked about some versus most versus all a little bit already. What do you remember without looking at your notes? Anyone? Yeah?
Okay, some is more than one.
Okay. It's actually at least one, so it's 1 to 100.
Most is the majority, so it's over 50%.
Okay. 51 to 100. Got it? Yep.
All is all.
All is all. All is 100. Okay? So how many people feel like they remembered that? This seemed to make sense? Okay. Do you guys remember that a bunch of words fall into these three categories? This is kind of like a continuum, right? So this is a weaker word, and of course this is the strongest word. Just to go ahead and see what we know right now, I'm going to go ahead and throw out words again. Go ahead and on the top of your page, write some, most, and all. And I'll just list the words, and you put them into the categories. Sound good? You guys ready for this? You guys remember what makes the difference? Like, let's talk about the word many, first of all. The word many, which category does it fall into? Some. Why does it fall into the some category? Because it means at least one. Yeah, that's correct. Why does it mean that? As opposed to most? Because a lot of people think many means most. Anyone remember why or have a guess as to why? This will help you distinguish between words that sometimes sound like they mean most but actually mean some, and words that mean most. It comes down to the fact that the word many is subjective. Okay, like if I said to you, during the recent oil spill, many of the Pelicans in the area were contaminated with oil. Would you know what percentage of the Pelicans in the area were contaminated with oil? Nope, it's just many. A lot. Right? So, to an environmentalist, that may be a few hundred. To an oil executive, many would have to be a lot more than that, right? Maybe. Maybe. We don't know. It's subjective. Okay. So anyways, if a word is subjective like many, then it's going to come over here and be in some. If it is objective and it's telling you, yeah, this is more than half, like most, or majority, then it's going to come over here. And of course, if it's all, it's going to go over there. Okay, so here are the words. First one is probably. Put that into a category. Do you think that means some? Do you think that means most? Or do you think that means all? Okay, take your best guess. Next one is tends to. Okay. The next one is several. Okay. Often. Is that some, most, or all? Okay. Each. Okay. Any. Likely. Generally. There are. So imagine the phrase there are, right? Like there are fish in the sea. That's some, most, or all. Okay. Certain fish. Some, most, or all. Every. I hope you get that one right. Okay. Normally. Usually. Okay. I think I covered most of them. Yeah, that's a majority. I hope you got that one. All right, let's go through the answers really quick. Someone want to give it a shot? Just list all the words back to us in the right category. For example, all the words that must go into some. Who's got this? It's going to be painful to list these out in front of the class and get them wrong. But you'll learn so much. Okay. Who's got this?
Probably.
Okay. Probably does not go into some. Probably means most. More than half. So if it's probably going to rain, then it's more likely than not. Okay. Any others?
Tends to.
Okay, that's most. It's alright. If something tends to happen, it happens more often than not. So then,
Likely.
Likely is also most.
So I got all of them in some because it doesn't give a number, like any number.
Well, it actually. So that's the thing. Is if something is likely, then it means it has a greater than 50% chance. So that's going to be an objective term, and that's going to be in the most category. So if they say some people, if they say boxers are likely to get knocked out, then that means that they're more likely to get knocked out than not. Okay? Okay? All right?
Generally.
Any more? Huh?
Generally.
Well, that's going to go over to most as well.
Right.
Okay? Anyone else? Some. What words go into some?
Each,
Several.
any.
Each, any are going to go into all, because if I say each of you is happy, that means actually that all of you are happy. Any is the same thing. Any car in this lot is for sale, that means all of them are for sale. Okay? Yeah.
Several.
Certain and several, yeah, both of those go into some. Several goes into some because it's subjective. We don't know how many that is. We just know it's a lot, which is also subjective. Any others?
Often.
Often, yes, that's going to go into some because it's subjective. Yes?
There are.
There are, that's also in some. Okay, are we missing any? Did we get them all? All right. Okay, who's got most? We've covered several of them, likely, probably, generally. Yeah?
Should I say ones that we've already gone over?
Sure, it doesn't matter. You can just throw them out.
Tends to.
Tends to.
Likely.
Likely.
Generally.
Generally.
Normally.
Normally. Yes, that's going to go into
Usually.
usually. That's a very common one on the test, by the way. If you don't know that one, you got to know that. Usually means more than half.
Majority.
Majority, more than half.
That's all I have.
Okay, great. And then for all, there should be 3 each, every, any, and every. Did I say 3? I don't remember.
I think you said every twice.
Every twice. Okay, yeah. Well, just really want to make sure you got that one. Okay, so one way to think about this is that these are weaker words, right? And then these are stronger words. And that can make a difference, depending on the question type that we're talking about. Any questions about any of this? Yes?
I had one I wasn't sure about.
Sure.
Many.
Many. Oh yeah, that's going to go under some because it's subjective. Okay? Many of us are angry. We don't know why. Or I mean, we don't know how many. It could be more than half. I mean, that's the thing. Is some can be anywhere from 1 to 100, but we just don't know for sure. Any other questions? Okay. That's some versus most versus all.